Hi and welcome to this new episode of Ask Keith. Here we are, lockdown restrictions have been lifted quite considerably, and so what we're aiming to do, we're aiming to go out and just see if there's any young people around, the kind of young people that we used to engage with, and just see if they're still and if there's an opportunity and it arises for us to talk in a safe distance to tell them about God. Some people might say, why is it important? Lockdown is important, saving people's lives is important. Totally agree. Yet the gospel is in more need today among our young people than what it's been in all of my lifetime. Things like suicide rate, kids having no meaning and purpose connected to their lives. It's never been as great as what it has right now in this day and age. And the church has to be that audible voice that is speaking into the lives of these young people and telling them that Jesus is the answer. So, we're just pulling away now. We've just been at a park. Congregating there was probably about 7 or 8 youngsters, maybe about three boys, 4 girls, something like that. And we've just had a good chat about God, about belief, whether or not they believe in God. And we're going to look for another park now to see if there's any youngsters there. I didn't want to film those youngsters or any of the conversations, but people are out there congregating, and they've actually said that they've been, meeting up for quite a few weeks now. So a lot of these youngsters, in terms of the coronavirus, they're just bored, they want to get back out there, they want to meet up with their friends, schools aren't on, there's nothing much for them to do, so they really do want to get around people, and they're interested in what someone has to say about God also. And so maybe next week we'll probably look to going back and seeing if there's more of them and maybe engage with the gospel yet again. So here we are at a known spot where young people congregate. So we're going to have a walk around and just check it out. We have seen a few young people as we're travelling up here, but I think they were going away from this park. And we've heard some youngsters over at that end, but I'm not sure if they're going to be venturing down here. But that's what we're going to do now. Just have a walk around, see if we can see anyone, and obviously share the gospel. So if you ever wanted to join us in evangelism, please message me, let me know. It'd be great to meet up with some people. Or if you just want to be encouraged about evangelism, going out there sharing the gospel message with young people, you can also contact me. I'm running courses and just encouraging people, and so it'd be great to hear from some of you out there, or even if you want to hear the gospel or have any questions, don't forget you can send me any questions about God and things like that, and I'll try to answer. I think the youngsters have actually left. We did see some travelling away from the park as we arrived. There was a few youngsters fishing. I don't want to disturb that, so we'll move on and try and find some youngsters somewhere else. So overall, it's not been disappointing. We have met youngsters who are out there, and we have seen youngsters that are out. I'm not too sure where I want to go next, and I'm sure if we go enough places we'll find a lot more youngsters that are out there anyhow. What I'm trying to say is that when I consider the fact that they took the tracts that I'd brought and they were open to talk about God, I was distancing myself by a fence away from the park, and they were willing to come up to the fence and continue talking to me, maybe 1 or 2 at a time, and ask questions, that kind of thing. It just goes to show that people are open to the gospel, and that's what we're trying to do. I'm just looking down the road there now, and if you take a look there, you can see a whole bunch of kids that are actually going somewhere to meet up. And so, like I said earlier, is that kids are actually out at this moment, and they are meeting up and congregating. And if you get an opportunity to, you know, come alongside them and ask them, you know, what their beliefs are about God and that, then why not do it? You'll probably find most youngsters in the park these days. So, we've been to quite a few parks. On pretty much every park, you'll find people there. There was a few parks where there was maybe parents with the youngsters, so we didn't approach them. They seemed probably not even in high school, some of those youngsters. The time that I'm looking at now is around 8 o'clock. And yeah, there is quite a number of parks, but the parks seem to be still locked. So I'm not too sure how the rules apply with lockdown. And you'll find kids climbing over the bars to get in there, and they're just congregating on the equipment. And so my aim is to probably go and have another look next week. So, you know, why don't you join me next week and we'll see what's happening. Just to summarise today, some of the youngsters, you know, talked about God, talked and shared their views. We handed out many tracts, they took them, some of them actually read them. And so it's been a worthwhile going out. Based upon relationships that we built prior to lockdown, some of those kids do remember me. Did speak here, we know you spoke to us and you give us this. I remember one girl talking about a £20 note tract that I gave her, and as I rummaged through my pockets to find some tracts today, she said, yeah, that's the one, and I pulled out a £20 tract. So obviously they are receiving the literature that we're giving along with the gospel message. We're not just giving out leaflets, and so it's been fruitful. So I'd just like to say, please pray for us. Pray for the work of Ask Keith and what we're doing out there, sharing the message. Pray that we'll get more subscribers, and maybe some of the people who have questions that we come across, maybe they'll come across our channel and find some answers. So it's been a good evening. Thanks for watching, and see you next week.